Welcome to Offscript, the most authentic podcast in the whole world. You're here today with Anon.
Rush, the main man.
Rook, but not crook. I was just fixing my jacket as you spoke. Okay. I thought I was introducing. I was just about to ask him, but does it look okay? I had to freeze myself. Yeah, it's good.
And you gotta go gym.
Yeah, I do go gym.
We gotta go gym. Offscript needs to go gym.
Yeah.
That's the next episode. But I'm just trying to get
going with each episode, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Sorry, gym for what? Like aerobic or some?
Nah, man. Did you say Arabic? Gym for Arabic?
Lift weights.
To lift weight?
Lift weights, man.
If you lift weight, you get more weight.
Man, this is whoa.
You know, but what type of weight?
I don't know. I read somewhere it said that your mass.
That's for the skinny guys with no belly. When they lift, they gain something. You know. That's why when we lift, we're losing it, man.
No.
That's for the skinny guys, man.
Yeah.
Of course, if they lift,
bro, I don't think this guy's being serious. You don't be serious.
No. I'm serious. I've been serious. Yeah, why you think I'm not serious? You know, they say that if you go there, you don't lose weight.
Man, you know, I thought I was trying to lose weight to go on a holiday. I don't know if I can do that anymore, mate.
They say holidays where you pick up weight.
Yeah, of course, but you gotta lose weight before that. You gotta get in shape, you know.
You
that winter holiday.
Late.
I was trying to go to Doha.
Even if you wanna go to the gym.
Were you trying to go?
I was trying to go Doha.
What happened?
I had to cancel it, man. The news started scaring me, man.
Doha?
What news is it? Doha?
I just wanted to go there, man, for Banana Island. There's a nice little place, Banana
Island. What? They give you free bananas?
They give you free food. Nice. It's a low key kind of island.
What the lie? Free food.
Wait. What is it called? Banana Island?
So I don't know. Maybe it's actually shaped like a banana.
Is that why?
Yes.
Do they have bananas there though?
No, they don't. They have nice views though.
So it's an English name, banana. Not like a...
Yeah, it's English. Yeah, that's actually sick. Banana. Yeah, it does. It has an English.
It's not like a Doha name, like a...
No, it doesn't.
But why'd you cancel?
Man, it got attacked, didn't it?
By who?
You didn't hear. Israel attacked.
I just want to see if Rush knows.
Rush don't know nothing, man.
Do you know?
No, I do. I do a little bit of my area where I'm living nearby. I think there was a bomb or missile or something.
It was a drone.
On, man. It was a jets. Multiple jets. Yeah, you guys don't know?
Yeah, but jets released the drones.
What's the difference between jet, drones, missile, bomb, MB what?
Man, listen.
It was a suicide bomber.
No, man.
No.
I'm telling you, it was a suicide bomber.
No, but what's the difference? I'm clueless.
Drones are unmanned.
Yeah.
There's no pilot, there's nobody. It's controlled via a remote or a computer. Okay, that's a drone.
Right.
Where a jet, someone's flying that jet, man.
Why can't they do controller for that as well? Just install it and they control it.
No, maybe
like a game simulation.
Maybe it has to carry a lot of weight, and it needs some.
No, it'll be even faster without no one getting a headache.
There are aircrafts bigger than a jet that are unmanned, but for a jet, a pilot brings certain expertise to the battlefield that no computer can do. Certain pilots make certain decisions with like G forces, 9 Gs. They have to do certain maneuvers.
And you can't be done with a controller?
No, of course not. Can a robot replace a human? Like a surgeon?
No, you can't replace a human.
A surgeon. You need surgeons that needs to sometimes make a decision like last second, right?
Yes.
Last minute.
But what if a surgeon is controlling a robot? No, to do with all that precision.
Why don't you design something that advanced?
But
that can do what a human can do in milliseconds.
But listen, you get autopilot. You know how this says.
Yeah, of course. But the jets, look. You got to understand this. Jets, they're flying, right?
Yeah.
The human controlling it has to listen to the control center.
Yeah.
The control center sometimes tells them to do certain maneuvers, to do certain things. Certain things are not. The pilot doesn't even know what's going on. Last minute he gets told, release the payload or release the bombs. He has to then make a maneuver to fly very low. Whoa. He has to fly very low. The jet has to fly very low altitude to avoid radar detection.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
And also these things are, you guys don't understand. Like if you look at the Israeli attack on Doha, it was a very well planned attack. It wasn't just a normal attack. Remember where Israel is and where Doha is.
Yeah, the neighbors, mate.
No,
I've been like very close, man. 2 to 3 hours. Yeah, 2-3 hours, mate.
No, usually you have to fly over.
It's quick.
You have to fly over to Los Angeles.
Now look, a lot of people say they flew over this area. Some people say they flew over Jordan. Some people say they flew over Iraq. But if you look at it, what experts are saying, they actually flew over Syria, because before any of these attacks, Syrians' air defenses and radar systems were destroyed, completely destroyed. Syria doesn't have an air defense. So the Israeli planes, even when they attacked Iran, they flew over Syria and then over Iraq.
So
and then
don't Syria have
no, not anymore.
Like a
But there's
Like
a
a radar
military
system.
base though. But there's an American base there.
what they
couldn't
call
detect
Air
it.
Force?
Where?
Air Force.
in the Qatar.
Actually,
Don't they have like Air Force or what?
no,
what
they don't. They destroyed them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the airports, the airfields, they were all bombed. So the planes flew over Syria,
Yeah.
and then they flew. And some people say that the jets were refueled mid-air. You know how some jets,
Yeah.
they were refueled mid-air by the Brits.
By the Brits.
There's allegedly. I don't know if it's true, but there are some rumors circulating that the British helped the Israeli jets refuel mid-air, and they literally dropped their bombs and they got out without anyone noticing. Of course, the big daddy America knew. They knew.
But don't their biggest base in Middle East, American.
I thought you were going to talk about your cancellation of your holiday.
That's what I wanted, but now this is more interesting. Personally, man, I don't care about politics.
No,
That's
you do-
all.
you
It
do
bores
care.
the bejesus out of
If
me.
you don't care, then why didn't you fly the day after?
No. That's because I care about my life, but I never looked into what attacked it. Because then your question was what attacked Doha. I don't know what the flip attacked Doha.
Yeah, you see, in my spare time, I look into these things. Like I look into the bombs, what bombs were dropped, why, what country has what ammunition, what kind of jets they have, why they're doing it. So, but if you look at the Israeli attack, it was a very well planned attack. An American knew, but they told Doha very late. They told
Purposely?
Doha,
Purpose, like on purpose.
I mean, whose interest do America like? America's not going to take Qatar's interest over Israel's interest. You know, that's their closest ally that they have. Qatar is a key ally too, yes, because they invest billions.
Yeah, just
Close
recently,
to
like,
trillion to-
a few months ago, they made $1 trillion investment.
to the economy. But you got to understand, like,
They can't withdraw it.
Israel cannot attack Qatar without America's green light, especially if there's the biggest military bases there.
Yeah.
But anyways, there's a lot of theories out there because, you know, much of the American radar systems and the air defense systems, they're American. You can easily turn them off, kill switch, boom. And then an Israeli attack happens like you're blinded by it. I think they were given like 10 minutes or before or after the attack.
Was there any casualties?
Yeah, 4 people did die. But the people...
4 or 6 something.
Yeah, I think 4 or 6. Yeah, but the main delegation, like the Hamas delegation that was in there, I think they went for a prayer break. God, this is what we need. God
I
knows.
saw that.
So
They went for a break and then they survived.
So they escaped. But yeah, I think a Qatari officer was killed as well in that attack.
But you know, with all that money Qatar has and all the surrounding countries that are surrounding Israel, no one can take them down. No one
Take
can
what
do
down?
nothing. Like Israel,
but
man.
listen. What is this thing of they inform them very late? If you want to bomb somebody, a country to a country, isn't that it make only sense that if you just bomb? Because if you tell them, listen, I'm going to bomb you in the next 45 minutes, what's the point?
No, Israel didn't tell them.
Yeah.
America, which has the biggest base, which is 30 kilometers away from where the attack happened, 30 kilometers. The biggest base in the Middle East is in the Qatar, American base. The Americans told the Qataris, yo, Israel's about to attack.
No, but I know what he's trying to say, because you remember when Iran and Israel were bombing each other as well, and Iran and America, like Iran will tell Americans, yeah, we're gonna attack you at this time, this location. Why would they do that if they're just gonna attack anyway?
Because no one is stupid enough to attack an American base.
But then why attack?
Because if a casualty happens,
Yes,
an American casualty happens, it will be a full-scale war. America has to respond, because on a global scale, now it's gonna look weak. How can another country attack its troops? And you have casualties. The people, the countries are going to demand revenge. Now, why do Iran tell America? Because if Iran doesn't tell America, what would the Iranian public do?
So do the Iranian public not think like we didn't actually attack them? We gave them a heads up. Like, oh, you make sure...
Because this information, remember, with the heavily censored news, your typical Iranian civilian doesn't know the ins and outs of, did our country actually tell? You know, so much fake news gets spread. To them,
Propaganda.
it's a victory, or we attacked an American base in Qatar. Whereas in the reality is that they were told in advance, okay, we're going to fire rockets, make sure you clear that area, shoot down these rockets, but allow some to land in the open, empty fields, you know? And that's exactly what happened. America didn't even bother shooting down the rockets.
So is that the modern war now?
Did the same thing happen between India and Pakistan recently then?
India and Pakistan. No. India and Pakistan, you got to understand one thing. India and Pakistan, I wouldn't call it a war. They have something called skirmishes.
Yeah, skirmishes.
So maximum you would see, even if you look at the history, maximum troops involved would be 5,000, 3,000. They have skirmishes in outposts. They did have a major war long time ago when the partition first happened. And that involved, the battalions and the armored battalion entering close to Lahore, and then they were retreated and blah, blah, blah. And hundreds of tanks were destroyed. But that was it. But now after they discovered nuclear, they got nukes, nuclear bombs, they're not going to go into war. You will never see a full-scale war. Yeah, because if two nuclear power countries go to war, full-scale war, what's stopping what's stopping them from using nuclear bombs?
So what is skirmish like?
Skirmish is like fighting, but not on a major scale. We're not talking about, like for example, when America went into Iraq, we had close to 100 to 200,000 troops on the ground.
Yeah.
Where skirmishes, you will see maybe 300 troops fighting in one mountain, 400 fighting against another 500. Do you understand? So small battles, like between the borders.
Probably they have some old weapons they want to get rid of.
That's it. And then
clean up the because if you follow Pakistani-India conflict, the recent one, every type of weapon used, for me it was too old.
Yeah,
there was no like a.
They didn't want to show off their weapons.
The more sophisticated weapon.
You're wrong in one thing. The most recent skirmish that they had,
and then they have one called Rafael or something.
Yeah, Rafael. No. The Rafael.
These missiles have names like
it's actually the name of the jet. The jet is called Rafael.
That's the one that I think they were gifted it from.
They weren't gifted. Why would they be?
Not gifted, but like they bought it recently.
You have to pay, bro.
Even gifts.
There's a big budget. There's a big budget when it comes to.
I call it. When you buy your weaponry from other countries, I call it like a little gift. They give you a little gift. But they got it from.
It's actually.
They go from.
I'm forgetting.
From China?
No.
They got it from France.
Was it France?
Yeah. So now you got to understand, guys.
You don't get Rafael in China.
You
get Xuan Xisha. That's Rafael is more French or English. Yeah, Rafael.
So, you guys, you sound very funny when you discuss these things. I can see the lack of knowledge.
I think it's called no. You know what it is? It's lack of interest.
Is it lack of interest?
Well, you got to understand one thing. Every country, if you look at these big countries like China, France, England, Germany, we have also Turkey now, many other countries. These countries, they always, and Russia, of course, they're competing to sell their weapons to other countries. So if you look at India, they went ahead and they bought the most advanced jets that the French have.
Yeah.
And the French are selling it to many other countries as well.
Yeah.
This is like they're like a flagship weapon that they're selling. So the Rafale jets are actually very good. They're very good. And on paper, what they have, the technology they have there is very advanced.
Right.
So India had acquired them through a deal, $1 billion deal. Pakistan, of course, it's very closely allied with China. So they have the jets JF-17s, Chinese. And Pakistani, they also work in cooperation. So they had those jets. So on paper, the rockets that the jets, JF-17 jets that Pakistan use, the range was 200 kilometers. So the jet has to be 200 kilometers within that radius. Only then it can attack you. But they didn't know that Pakistan had secretly, in months in advance, before they actually had a skirmish, they had acquired new missiles specifically made for the JF-17s, which actually increased the distance by more than twice. I think 2.5
to
450 kilometers.
Don't
quote me the exact numbers. So when India Rafael jets came, they didn't know that a Pakistani jets could shoot from 450 kilometers.
This is the French one.
Bruh, I feel like I'm missing.
They downed four of the Rafaels.
Yo,
and you know what happened? The stocks of Rafael just went.
The funny thing, bruh, this is how my dad speaks, and I tell him, "Hey, I need to go. My friends are calling me." This is so.
Can I ask you a question? Why?
I don't know how you're interested in this stuff, man.
Why is it that human beings are very?
I'll answer that.
Show like, where does the interest come from?
Wait, I've got a question.
Go.
why is it the human beings are very creative when it comes to self-destruction? Like, why is it that they don't create a machine that can help human being survive instead of...
They are doing that. They are creating machines.
No, but if you look at the budget, health budget, even in my country, the health budget is smaller than or education budget is smaller than
defense budget.
The defense budget, yeah.
Of course. Now you
why would you buy something cost billions and then you're gonna pay in 40, 50 years or 100 years and then you don't have a war to fight?
You know, as Zakir Naik usually says, the brother asked a very good question. You know, so, the brother did ask a very good question. So why do countries invest so much in weapons?
Yeah.
Why do they invest
I guess it comes to survival again. Survival in where they can wipe you out and take over your resources, take over your country, where it's been happening throughout all of history. Now, maybe this brother has a different answer. But this is the most logical answer.
Let him answer. Maybe
with his technical things.
Maybe he's got the answer key that is different from your.
So you don't care about my answer. You only care about his answer.
No, the question was not directed
but I'm
to
talking.
you.
Of course, I'm not answering as an expert. I'm asking as an layman.
And I'm not asking as
this nigga, man.
As a person who is completely off.
How am I off?
No. I'm saying I'm interested to know. Why is it that human beings are very creative when it comes to invasions of self-destruction as opposed to sustenance of human?
No.
You know, why don't we have a machine that can plant and harvest rice in India or in Burma? And these people, you know, they go for they get their feet into the mud and they develop fungus and this happens every year and we get the rice and we eat the rice, but we have a B-52 that costs billions and billions and billions.
Good question. But if you look at it, let's say a country A, I'm going to give you two analogies. Okay, you have country A, country B. Country A has invested everything into cancer research, into their education system, into technology to help with their agriculture, to help with whatever they have, commerce. Country B is heavily invested in weapons. Country A, when it sees country B, when it sees country A to be vulnerable, it will attack and take over, which is what the colonizers do. The colonizers were able to colonize Africa and Asia and other countries because they were more powerful.
And South America.
And South America, of course.
Yeah, and Australia,
because they were more powerful than the other nations. And the same thing is happening today. So obviously the way colonization happens now, you don't actually see people going in enslaving people physically. So you will see a country that is more powerful because weapons, every country wants to have weapons to protect itself from its neighbors, from against its aggressors, from against its enemies. And the only way to do that is to buy weapons from countries that have the most advanced weapons, which is why the West and America are the leading countries when it comes to selling their weapons. So now weapon is what gives you the money. And once you have...
How? You lose the money?
No, because, look, let me explain something to you.
Oh, you mean the
Turkey,
produce?
I'll give you a good example. You know Turkey.
Right.
It's a NATO ally. Turkey, if two countries are warring, now Turkey has invested massively in their drone systems. They have some of the best drones in the world. Like an American drone that does, for example, if you use an American drone to go and bomb something, or maybe they call the kamikaze drones, where they go and they just go head first and they blow up. It could cost you close to $200,000 per drone. Turkey will sell it to you for $20,000. Why not? So Turkey has invested heavily into drone manufacturing. Now, the same drones are bought by Russia. The same drones are bought by Ukraine. The same drones are bought by other countries that are warring each other. And who's making the money? Turkey. So weapons, to go into weapons manufacturing is one of the best ways of actually making money. So weapons are making money for everyone. You'll be a fool to invest in agriculture and others when then a country like America comes, because they're so powerful with their weapons, that tells you, hey, if you don't do what we tell you, we're going to put sanctions on you, or we're going to attack you, or we're going to depose you. Would you do that? What happens to all your agriculture and your robots and your cancer research? Going to waste.
Man, I've realized something. You know what this reminds me of? like taking countries to court and all that. Like last year, when the Israel and Gaza thing happened, when it blew off like last year, and it went full scale.
Yeah.
South Africa we're gonna sue Israel. They sued them, and what happened? And this guy's talking about in a fairyland. Why shouldn't we spend billions and trillions on our agriculture and health and cancer research? And another country just comes, takes all the resources. Like French have been doing it to the African countries until one country spoke up. This is what that's what this question reminded me of.
So basically, you're saying the ICJ, the International Criminal Justice case, is nonsense.
Of course, it's nonsense. Of course, it's nonsense.
Rush, would you like to expand on that? He just called the whole case
I think he doesn't understand how international legal framework works. If you want to make an impact on international platforms, you can't just go out there and want to retaliate, because there are conflicts that you're not directly involved. But what contribution can you make? Because after Second World War, countries had to decide, how do we go about preventing conflicts from happening? Yeah. That's why they come up with this idea of UN and all of those peacekeepers and all.
But that is what I take to mind when I ask this question. NATO and all of these. These people, when they step up, they actually break off war. So when I saw South Africa put up this bill, I don't know if a case or bill, whatever the flip you want to call it, and the country stood with South Africa and they won, I thought, damn, South Africa is doing something amazing, which they probably did something amazing. But I was expecting a switch. You press the button and now it's gonna die out.
Yeah, but that's not how it.
Because because NATO would have done that. Well, I'm expecting they'll do that, but they can't even do that with Russia.
There are so many things it's not done the same way. Like even if NATO they go and they bomb another country, they have to establish some legal frameworks, because in the future, this things is going to be again into.
But what legal steps did Israel take? It's bombing right, left, center, and no one can handcuff them.
But can you compare? So if your impact, if you're expecting by having to raise this issue or this awareness into legal framework, it give awareness to other people.
Okay.
Today we have countries like Italy. We have countries like Spain.
Okay.
We have countries like Portugal,
Even
Australia.
in the UK,
Australia, it was tiny march in Sydney because of Lebanese and some Egyptian population. Yeah. Now the entire country is aware that this is genocide.
Okay.
Genocide where? Wait. Genocide where?
Genocide is happening in Gaza.
In Gaza, correct.
Yeah, so Israel is committing genocide.
Yeah, yes.
So how long it took for people first to accept this? Okay. It's awareness.
Okay.
If you and this is how it works. You bring awareness. People they discuss. In the beginning, it was, how can you say this is genocide?
Okay.
This is not genocide. Genocide is a big word. Yeah. We need to define what genocide. There's a 6 definition of genocide. Okay. Now nobody comes to which definition are we taking here. Everybody is aware.
Okay, now they've accepted it. Yeah, I'm seeing bare European
the case is still ongoing. Just to let you guys know, the case is not finished. It's going to take years. The ICJ South African case is still going to take a lot of years.
No, but the second ruling is already made that it is committing genocide.
Yeah, but they're still collecting evidence. So the final verdict isn't given yet. It will take a couple of years for the final verdict up. But it's still better than nothing.
Let me just reply. No. Okay, now they've done the marches. They've spread awareness. Everyone's speaking about it on social media.
Yeah.
But still nothing is happening. No, all these European countries recently on the news there were other, even Britain, they accepted the fact that Israel is
Pakistan
is it not Pakistan?
They recognize
they recognize Palestine. So all these other countries, all these marches are happening, but no actual help is going. The bombing is not stopping.
No, but you see,
the Israelis are still saying we're gonna flatten this land.
Yes, but the pressure is mounting. What we're saying is, even if you look at all these countries they've got the independence, it was a pressure, international pressure that came about that created the awareness where countries that start to put sanctions against another country.
But instead of
Spain,
awareness, can they not just come together and just start, marching towards Israel?
No, you must understand. Israel is behind, America is behind Israel. If you want to bomb Israel, then chances are that America might
But if
interfere.
you stand against them, okay, but the thing is, when you stand against them and say, I stand against what Israel is doing, you're still going to be a victim or a target to America, are you not?
Yeah, but you see the way you speak about it's. You wanna come in?
No. You guys go ahead. I'll join whenever you guys.
Yeah, you must understand the issue that you raised here about why ICJ and all this.
Yeah,
I look at this issue the last 23 months. If you look at how people used to stand against Israel and allies of Israel, and until today, there's a lot of education took place. There are a lot of people now. If you watch social medias, I know you want input output.
literally like button.
That's not how it works. What is happening now? People have boycotted. People have done a lot of. You must understand that people have more power than the governments.
Okay.
But it takes awareness for the people to.
By then there'll be no one left.
But that's it because people don't have army. The civilians don't have army. They can only shut down the system that created the operation.
I have another question for
Look
you.
what happened to Nepal.
Okay.
Nepal, the people don't have army.
Can I just let me?
But the awareness resulted into what?
I think awareness is nonsense. It hasn't helped anyone.
Yeah.
Go on, Mr. Anon. I know you've been waiting patiently.
Yeah. So what do you want done? Can you just explain what do you want done?
I think what necessary action needs to take place for Israel to stop bombing Palestine. What needs to happen? What magical button needs to be pressed? So they done the court case. Countries have spoken up. Marches have happened.
Yeah.
Now, as Rush said that people can't march there because America is backing it. So what needs to happen?
That's a good question. So I asked you a question. You replied it back with a question. But okay. Now to answer that question, look, you want action to be taken against Israel, right? So a military action.
Yeah, military
That's
action.
what you're
Yeah,
referring to. Because the only way to stop Israel doing something is by force. Now, how will you do that? By who's backing? Which countries?
Why can't all Muslim countries come together and do it?
And do what?
On social media, I'm seeing on Twitter, everyone, or X now, everyone's talking about like, oh, why aren't Muslim countries coming in and attacking Israel?
Yeah.
All the powerful countries.
Okay.
Why are they not doing that?
Good point. Now imagine, when we talk about Muslim countries, there's only two comparable to Israel's firepower, which is Turkey and Pakistan on paper in terms of their military strengths.
Okay.
Now, one is a nuclear power and the other is not. Pakistan being the nuclear power, Turkey not being the nuclear power. Turkey is in NATO. It's part of NATO. So for Turkey to attack Israel, it has to go through that pact, which is a NATO country. The NATO alliance will not allow Turkey to bomb Israel. Now we are left with Pakistan. What can Pakistan do against another nuclear power, which is Israel? When you have two nuclear power countries, how can they go on a full-scale war? Plus,
is it nuke against nuke?
Nuke against nuke.
So who pressed the first button?
Exactly, and these are called baby nukes.
Yeah, I know.
These are called baby nukes. When we have something like America, the second most powerful nuclear country in the world, Russia being number one in terms of how many nukes they have, what can any country do against America with the alliance of NATO as well? Like we have UK, France, Germany, who will back America into any battle. What can you do? You're not fighting Israel. You're fighting sanctions. You're fighting any country that goes against Israel at that point is going to get sanctioned. It's going to get hit militarily. The country will go into chaos. Even the people of that country, once you see the inflation goes up, you see your country struggling, you see unemployment rates going high, what do the people are going to do? They're going to overthrow their own governments.
Yeah.
And who's going to fund that? America and the West. They will fund the opposition party. They were going to place a puppet and bribe him in your own country, and he's going to take over. So you can't take, you can't forcefully go and stop Israel. You can't. No country has that. And how the hell is Pakistan going to now bring the tanks and roll through, you can't.
I was reading yesterday, I don't know if it was, I think it was a video where they said that Pakistani Prime Minister want to arm Hamas as the last resort now.
Okay.
And then so Spain has got. I don't know how true this is. They have this ship that is going to.
The flotilla.
The flotilla. This flotilla, the one that is
not just one ship. There's multiple ships.
Yeah, but one from Spain has got
they've got activists from
Spain and
countries.
Italy. Yeah.
So basically, the flotilla is a bunch of ships together. They have aid and food and what.
Yeah.
They said they're gonna sail. I think all the way from Tunisia. They've been said the last stop was from Tunisia, so they're sailing towards Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And last time it happened, remember the boat got attacked international water by Israel.
Yeah.
These flotillas have also been attacked by drones from Israel in international waters. So they're going to go and they're going to get to Israel and give aid basically into Gaza. So Israel, of course, is planning to attack them again.
But the Spanish
but this
one.
time Spain and Italy also announced that they're going to send ships to basically take warships, basically. We're not talking about normal ships.
Yeah, and they said this ship have ability to drop or to hit the drones
and missiles and stuff. So but this is again, I want to go back to what you guys mentioned. You mentioned the international court case, which is bringing awareness. You mentioned that it's useless. I'm somewhere in the middle. The international court case is not going to stop Israel from bombing, but it's going to bring attention to the genocide that's being committed.
Mm-hmm.
It's because remember, you got to understand, before the international case, you're on social media, right? On X and you see the narrative is changing.
Yes.
Before it was like, I'm proud to support the Zionist state.
Yes.
Now the same people, celebrities, are shying away. They say, deep down they do support the Zionist state, but on paper, in front of the camera, they're saying, actually, what Israel's doing is not right.
Yeah.
It's a genocide, and it needs to stop. Some are not using the word genocide. Some are saying
they boycott.
Some are going to there's films being made against Israel.
Yeah.
Now, you know, Hind Rajab, I think that little girl that was sprayed by hundreds of bullets in a car. 335 bullets were sprayed on a little girl. They made a movie. Brad Pitt and a couple of others. They made a movie about it now. It's like, so there's awareness being built from these protests and the international case. But what you want, which is a military intervention. This is very unlikely to happen because no country can go against the superpowers of the world.
The country that has nuclear.
So nuclear. When you have nuclear deterrence, there is no country can ever attack you. Even Pakistan and India, you mentioned. Why do we call it skirmishes? Why don't they go on a full-out war? Because they both have nuclear powers. I mean, they're both nuclear power. So they won't attack nuclear. They're not going to use nukes on each other. So again, this whole thing of protest, if you want the war to stop, protest is going to raise awareness and put pressure on Israel. UK recognizing Israel, it's symbolic. Sorry, UK recognizing Palestine is symbolic. It's symbolic.
They want votes.
Is it going to change anything? No, because the UK government is being pressured to recognize Palestine. You see protests going on in London, in Manchester,
but this
Birmingham.
This is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to talk about the fact that all these protests and all this awareness is not going to cause a stop unless someone else gets involved. But no one else is getting involved. The time it will stop is when Israel decides to stop.
The pressure is mounting.
Listen, you got to understand Israel spends billions a year. To what? To create this narrative that we are a democratically Jewish state.
Yes.
The only democratically, the best democracy in the whole of Middle East. In the Middle East with this. But you got to understand one thing. They spend billions. It's a PR campaign.
Yes.
To give them a good rep. Now, occupied olives and occupied dates that are being sold. When I say occupied, I mean these are Palestinian dates that are being sold as Israel. They're not being bought no more. Okay. Because the public is aware now.
They're boycotting.
They're boycotting. Any company that's affiliated with Israel is being boycotted. Spain, I believe it's Spain. They cancelled their third arms deal to Israel because of the pressure. Yeah. Before, it would be, here you go, arms.
I have another question.
I want to add a point on what...
Go on.
You must also understand, whenever there's a conflict, the country that is... The country that are involved... In this case, it's not a country against a country. It's one military power against the defenseless Palestine.
Let's even call it a civilian state.
So what the countries are doing first they need to win the narrative.
Okay.
And the narrative you win by propaganda. So people have been fed with propaganda over years, since 1948. And they believe these propaganda, this biblical propaganda, there's some narratives whereby, the chosen people of Israel or people now have come up to realize, but these are not the Jews, these are Zionists.
Zionists.
Yeah. So when you look at how, right, how there's a pressure mounting and can create change. The pressure is building up so much that Italy and Spain, they are now on the right side, and countries that started like Norway and South Africa, but there are more countries now get involved.
That are joining in because of the pressure.
I have two questions. I have two questions. You guys have made good points. Yeah. I have now two questions, and after one of my questions is answered, I want the other one to be answered straight after that. Okay. My first question is, what is this two-state solution? Do you think after Palestine gets some type of independence, is Israel just going to back off after all this conflict?
That is a very good question. This word, two-state solution, I'm sure you've heard it in the media all the time, right? Two-state solution. So it's a solution where that the UN is imposing that the Jews get their own state, which is Israel, and the Palestinians get their own state, which is Gaza and West Bank.
Yeah.
However, this is just a say. It will never get accepted by Israel itself. Because remember, for Israel to be called a Jewish state, they need the majority. Right? To be the only Jewish state, they need the population to be majority. Now remember, only 7-point-something million Israelis live there. And we have 2.3 million in Gaza, and we have 3 million in West Bank. And of course, what Israel has done, if you look at Gaza, 80% completely destroyed. Now, after it's destroyed, and even when Israel takes over Gaza, they can't allow the Palestinians to remain in Israel. Now, if Gaza gets taken over and the West Bank gets taken over, you get how many million? You get 5 million Palestinians, or close to 5.5 million Palestinians. I would even say 6 million.
Yeah.
Then you have 2 million of other nationalities. You have the Druze and the other that are living in Israel.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the Jews do not make majority of Israel.
Yes.
Because Israel already annexed, God knows, 40% of West Bank already by illegal settlers coming in there every day taking on homes. So this two-state solution will never actually happen. Because remember, for Israel to exist as a Jewish state, it needs a majority. And what they've done recently, which has flattened Gaza.
Yes.
And if those people are absorbed, Jews won't make up the majority. So that Jewish state will no longer be a Jewish state, and they will never allow that, which is why they're trying to push the Palestinians into Egypt. They're trying to push the West Bank they're trying to put the Palestinians from West Bank into Jordan.
Whoa. So this whole time we was talking about spreading awareness. Yeah, Israel is gonna stop and all of these things. Yeah. Now you're telling me, even if we give a solution, which everyone is only giving this solution, by the way, everyone's talking about the two-state. Even if this two-state solution does occur, Israel won't accept it.
Never.
So then what the flip is the solution here?
And by the way,
there's no solution.
One country that keeps on rejecting the two-state solution is America. It vetoes it every time any UN resolution happens. America vetoes it, cancel, because they can never allow that to happen actually. And all these countries that are recognizing Israel, remember, it's more of a internal pressure building. So now they have to recognize, but they know that this will never get accepted. No action will get taken.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Does Israel have an option of keep killing Palestinians until the Jews are majority?
You can't kill 2 million people. For example,
I'm saying if the way it's going now and no one is stopping anyone.
But no. They can't keep on going. Remember this, yeah?
I know the world is turning against them. I know.
No, the Israelis are actually in panic mode right now.
Oh, yeah.
They complete panic. Did you know they even bought TikTok? America bought TikTok.
Yes.
80% of ownership America has. Do you know, the minute America bought TikTok, Netanyahu went and said, somebody asked him, what's the best thing Israel can do? He said, the best thing that Israel do, no weapons. That was the earlier era of, using weapons. Now with social media, we must stop. We must take over TikTok and X. These are the two most important social. X is controlled by Elon, Israeli supporter, and TikTok just America. To go. So these things, remember.
So again, the awareness is gonna die out soon.
Soon, of course.
So then it's gonna.
No, they're gonna pressure the Palestinians to to go into Egypt, in my opinion.
And take the whole land.
Take the whole land.
So, but that's not a solution.
Or occupy it.
Occupy it. Yeah.
They've already flattened it. 80% of Gaza is destroyed. What land is left?
So, mate, I was right.
I was right. They have dropped more bombs in Gaza than World War I dropped.
That's disgusting.
Over 30 Hiroshimas have been dropped on Gaza. Imagine one Hiroshima was dropped in Japan.
Yeah.
Over 30 Hiroshima, like atomic bombs over 30 Hiroshima bombs were dropped on Gaza.
And did you see
a land only 365 kilometers square?
And did you see that video where the Zionists are sitting in like a ballroom and they talk about, the Great Israel? Like this is what they
Greater Israel. Yeah.
Greater Israel.
So there's a part of Syria that will be taken, the entire Lebanon, the entire Jordan, part of Sinai in which is a land of Egypt.
Yes.
And some other countries also, they will lose some portion. So that is how they foresee. That's how they look at it in a long run. How they want to establish, the country in the future. So the entire region will lose a part of the land as well.
Of course, and this is the plan. I mean, they've shown Greater Israel many times. Yeah, but it's unfortunate. But what can the world do?
Remember, I said I have 2 questions before you guys overtake my questions. Yeah, listen. My first question was the 2-state solution, and my second question is which is recently on the news quite a bit, and that is the new pact that Saudi and Pakistan made. Is that a start of like a Muslim NATO or like new something, for the Muslims to come together? Could we expect this to be a start of something?
Sure. Before I answer that, do you know much about the pact or?
I know Saudi Arabia mentioned that if we are attacked, you'll be backing us. I just know it on like surface level.
Okay. So like if you look at this pact, it's a very big symbolic pact. If you look at it, it's symbolic because never ever have 2 Muslim countries signed a treaty like this to say that if you attack one, it's like you've attacked the other.
Okay.
And the most important thing is like it's such a big win for Saudi Arabia and Pakistan in terms of this pact, because if you look at what happened in Doha, a country that has the biggest US military base in the country, and it got attacked by Israel and nothing happened.
Yeah, literally.
America didn't even condemn them like that. They just give them a little slap on the wrist, like, hey, don't do that again. So now this pact, imagine, Pakistan is not America. Pakistan is a nuclear armed state that will use this force if it's attacked. It will retaliate. So now all of a sudden Israel's like, damn, I can't attack Saudi Arabia no more if he was planning to attack it in the future. So this pact really does put pressure on Israel. And remember this, more other countries are also going to join, in my opinion. I believe Qatar would be next to join this pact, because if America can't guarantee its security, they're going to turn to other places like
But
Pakistan.
would America let that happen due to having such a, one of the biggest... influence and one of the biggest military bases in the country?
I think America would try to pressure Pakistan economically.
Yes.
But then again, Pakistan is more reliant on other countries. So if you look at Pakistan, what does it gain from this pact? Like Pakistan has a lot of infantry, and it has nuclear bombs, and it's proven itself in the world stage that it can defend itself against a country which is a lot stronger and bigger than it, like India.
Yes.
Now, for Pakistan, remember, Pakistan, I think $200 billion it owns in debt.
Yeah. To China.
Some of it is domestic. No, some of it is domestic debt. Some of it is to the IMF, to the World Bank, And remember, interest
was it not in China when they made the
No. That's just one thing to China.
Okay.
The World Bank and the IMF. Hey, this guy's sleeping.
No.
All right. So the World Bank and the IMF.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up. Yeah.
So these countries, remember, they loan money.
Yes.
To other countries, and then they take it back in interest.
Yeah.
So Pakistan owes over $200 billion worth of debt.
Damn.
Now, in 2026, they need to repay $23 billion of debt, which they don't have.
Yes.
$12 billion has come from China. Now, why is China paying or was willing to deposit some money for Pakistan's debt?
Yeah.
Because remember, China is doing projects in Pakistan that is going to benefit from.
Yeah.
Now, Pakistan doing this pact with Saudi Arabia is a big thing, because if you look at the Pakistani defense budget, it's only about $10 billion. If you look at Saudi's yearly budget, it's 79 billion.
Wow.
The defense budget. So now a country that has such a high defense budget, and you've got a country with such a low defense budget, but such a strong military, they both can help each other.
Okay.
They can have joint cooperation, joint.
I've actually heard recently, even towards Khubar, I think they're going to be bringing in people and training each other.
Yeah. But remember, all of this, the most important thing is the nuclear deterrence.
Yes.
If Saudi Arabia was attacked,
yes,
would Pakistan use nukes? Now, they did not make it they didn't say yes or no. They left it ambiguous in the pact.
Yes.
It's for their own benefit. If they say yes, we are going to use nukes,
they're going to be pressured.
International community is going to pressure them. If they don't say it, now you're guessing.
Yeah.
If we attack Saudi Arabia, would Pakistan use its nuclear arsenal? Yeah. So Saudi Arabia will invest heavily in Pakistan, in the infrastructure, in the defense. So Pakistan gets that, financial help. And also Saudi Arabia, remember, it always sells their oil in deferred payments to Pakistan. What that means is, if Pakistan doesn't have money, it can still receive its fuel from Saudi Arabia, because Saudi Arabia is going to say, pay me in the future.
Yeah.
So most of the energy is in deferred payments. And why is that important? There was a war between India and Pakistan had 6 days of fuel left. So fuel is a big thing. So yeah, these things will definitely help. And like you said, Muslim NATO, yeah.
Hey man, listen, Russia's losing interest now. I told you, man. By the way, you didn't explain how you got into this, but I'm not gonna get into it.
No,
like where your interest came from, this military non-shenanigans.
Military,
yeah. But just make dua. The best thing you can do is make dua.
Man, we always make dua.
66,000 of our brothers are dead. This is just minimal estimates. If you look at the proper, it's close to 100,000. I would say, and 70% are women and children. So the best thing we can do is make dua for our brothers in Palestine.
Yes, all around the world.
And all around, we have problems with Kashmir and other countries.
Yes.
But right now the topic was Palestine. So I just want to keep. So may Allah, protect our brothers and sisters in Palestine. And the international community is pressuring Israel. And for some people in the audience, I know they're saying, "Oh, but we're not doing anything." You can't really do anything against nuclear powers, So
but all we can do is make the one. Plenty of the one.
All places.
And then some people are still going to say, yeah, but Muslims, they have tawakkul in Allah and fight. But I want to remind them that even when Jesus, when he's not going to fight, Yajuj and Majuj, he's going to flee because he can't defeat them.
Exactly.
So remember, these Americans and stuff, it's
So
like
we can
go
just,
get Matt, go.
So viewer, we can just pray for all the people that are facing oppression, whether it's in Congo, where is Gaza,
Nigeria, Kashmir, anywhere in the world.
You better make sure you say South Africa, because this guy, if it's not South Africa,
Bangladesh,
may Allah,
and free Palestine.
And of course, free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.